Hi, welcome back, farm friends. So today we are going to be outside mostly. Right here on my stovetop here, I have got cabbages that are ready to be planted outside. I've got some lettuces and stuff, some Swiss chard. My peas are ready to go out, and they really need their cool crops. We're not in any danger of a heavy freeze anymore, so we're going to get these planted out today. And then I also have some onion starts here that need to get planted out so that they can get growing good. So we are also going to be working on getting our beds lined, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've just got some black plastic, greenhouse approved. You can cut to size whatever you want. And then I have a staple gun here with some staples. Now this is an upholstery stapler. It's a lightweight one, so the staples aren't huge versus like the heavy duty ones, which the staples are a lot larger. And I'm just going to use that to tack the plastic around the top rim of the beds, so that the plastic is not falling down inside as I'm trying to fill it up with soil. Also, when we're doing this, we are going to be poking a couple of holes in the bottom of this black plastic. Now, I have weed barrier underneath my entire garden area, so I'm not so concerned about weeds growing up within my bed. However, I do not want to, I want to try and hold in as much moisture as I can. We are very dry here. We do not get a lot of rainfall. We do not get a lot of moisture in general. But when we do, it tends to be a lot at once, and then we don't get any for a very long time. So I don't want these beds to become waterlogged. So I do want some drainage in it, but I don't want a lot of drainage in it. I don't want the water just to run completely out, free flowing. I want it to kind of be like a slow seep out excess of water, so that when I water my beds throughout the summer, what water they are getting is staying in the bed, is staying in the soil in the bed, and the plant is being able to utilize it better. So we are going to work on this. Probably tomorrow I'm going to be going by Home Depot, and I'm going to get the rest of my stuff for the rest of the beds. I think I have all the soil I need to finish out my back garden. So we've got about 4 to 6 weeks before our tomatoes are ready to go out, and about 8 weeks before my peppers will be planted out. But we also have some other seeds that we need to get started. Some flower seeds that need to get going, some herbal seeds that we need to get going, so like our garden sage and some other stuff, and we're going to get that going. Something else I'm going to do to help with cost is I have pots that I'm going to be dumping the old soil into the bottom of these beds, and then we're going to top them off with the fresh, good, clean, healthy, nutrient dense soil on the top of them. A lot of these right here, like these cabbages and stuff, they don't have a super deep root system, so this will definitely help them. It'll be very good for them. These are all spring crops that I'm fixing to plant out spring and fall. So by the time summer, the highest heat of summer, the high of summer comes, most of these will be ready to be harvested and taken out, and then we can plant something else in there. But for the most part, this is stuff that we can start probably harvesting in the next 3 to 4 weeks, hopefully. Maybe not like the cabbages and stuff, but definitely like our peas and our lettuces, and I have Swiss chard and a kale and spinach in here. So I'm very excited about that, to get that out, start seeing it really take off outside. I think my grow room is too warm. These are kind of lagging behind, and I really do think it's because my grow room is a bit too warm for them to be happy and to go like it needs to. All right, so here in just a minute, I will meet you outside. Okay, friends, I don't know what was going on here, but for whatever reason, the box cutter that I'm trying to use here did not want to cut through this plastic at all. As you can see, like, I have to go over this several times, and then I end up laying it over the side of the bed to try and cut through it. Yeah, it just did not want to cut for me with this box cutter. I do end up going in the house and getting a pair of scissors to make the second bed a little bit easier. Okay, so when you're doing this, what you want to do is you want to make sure your piece of plastic is going to be long enough to go up both ends. So this bed is 6 foot, so I tried to cut it as close to 8 foot as I could to ensure that it's going to come up on both ends. And then of course it's and then you have a foot down one side, a foot across the bottom, and a foot up the other side. So I believe these are 3 foot across, which is perfect. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to situate it. I'm going to find my center point here so that I can put it in the center right here. And I am going to tack that. Just like that. This is a little bit easier to do if you don't have a place that is super windy. Unfortunately for me, that's all of my home. So then I'm going to take this and put it down here in this corner. I'm going to push it down. I'm just going to tack along this front edge in a couple of places. Make sure it's situated in the bottom. I obviously have extra on this side, so I'm going to fold it just a teeny bit and tack that down also. Now I'm going to put it like this. Here on the ends here, I'm going to take and fold in my corners, and I'm just going to tuck this extra plastic on here as best that I can. Tack this piece down right here, and there's your end. Makes it super easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down and I'm going to do this one and I'm going to do the next one, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, friends, so I've got this liner put in these 2 beds here, And what I've already done is I've gone through these kind of slopes this way. And I've already gone through and put 4 holes in this black plastic along the front edge of these beds. This is going to allow, since the ground kind of slopes this way, going to allow any runoff, any excess rain, excess water to run this way and into those holes and out the bottom to keep the plants from getting over waterlogged. So now what we're going to do is these pots like this, I'm going to take these and dump these in the bottom. And see if they'll fill them up about halfway. And then I'll come back with a raised bed bagged soil and finish filling them up. And then we get to go planting. All right. Okay, friends, so we're back. Those beds are filled. I've got another tub right here that I filled. And so we're going to plant in all 3 of these. That bed down there, I believe, is just going to be my onion bed. The rest of these are going to be up here. Okay, so what I think I'm mostly going to do is I think this is just going to be for my lettuces. These are head lettuces, but you can use them as cut and come again type stuff. But I've got 2 things of lettuces here. And then, let me see what else I've got in here. Kale. Okay, I've got like 3 or 4 kale plants, I think, that I'm going to pop in here too. And then maybe some spinach. We'll see how much room I've got. So. Those are beautiful. Now I do know lettuces tend to like soil that's a little bit more sandy, but because of how dry we are, I'm not going to be too worried about it. If they come to a full head, I'll be so happy. If they don't, I'm not going to worry about that either. So I have romaine here and a butter crunch. So the butter crunch are supposed to have these really soft, delicate, kind of a neutral, creamy flavor. So we're just gonna have to see. And there was way more heads in that little container than I thought there was. Right. I've got 3 more here. I think I'm just going to Another thing you could do for lettuces is you could put them in a green stalk, which would probably have been a better choice for me, but I don't really want to do that. My green stalk is all the way over there, and I just really don't want to do that. I did not see a tag in that one, but I know that one's Butter Crunch. So as long as I make sure and get the tag put in this one, I think I'll be fine. Okay, so the Butter Crunch, I kind of spread out a little bit. These romaine ones, I'm definitely going to put closer together because romaine lettuce kind of grows more in an upright head versus like the Butter Crunch is just kind of more like the iceberg. So, guys, I am so excited about this lettuce. You know, and that's, you know, not everybody likes salad or lettuce and stuff like that, or, you know, that kind of stuff. But here's the thing, if you have livestock, if you have chickens, for instance, or turkeys, or ducks, or geese, you don't necessarily have to grow this stuff for you to eat, but it can definitely help with your food bill when it comes to feeding them. And especially like in the early spring and in the winter and in the fall, if you have the ability to grow a few crops like this, then they're going to be much happier and much healthier for it. Okay, there we go. Bed looks so pretty. We'll do a shot here in a minute when I get everything else planted for you to see what it looks like. Okay, so this is the romaine side. Make sure I get my tag in there. Okay. So I think I'm going to run down and go ahead and plant all the onions, starting at that end and working this way. And then that way, if I have room at the end of that bed towards this way, I can plant some of this other stuff in it. Now I am going to say this. I'm going to plant these like the square foot garden. So per square foot, I'm going to plant probably 4 to 5 per square foot. So again, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to get all of these in there. I am going to choose the bigger ones. This is my first time trying to grow onions to a full head, so we're going to see how it goes. Okay guys, that got me 34 onions in that bed, which I'm super happy with. I picked all the bigger, larger ones that I could. On these, I may end up putting them in like pots or something to see how they grow on from there. Okay, I'm gonna move on to my pea starts here. These are English peas, so I'm excited about these. I'm hoping they're gonna be able to grow up this fence here. So definitely gonna put these towards the back of the bed. Like this one, for instance, I'm going to go ahead and prop it over right on top, and it will, by the time I come out here probably tomorrow or the next day, it will be attached. It will have found its home. And the same with that one. I'm going to do that. I don't have a whole lot of peas here. I may get enough to can, maybe 1 or 2, maybe 6 pints, we'll see. I will definitely grow, if these do well here, I will probably definitely be growing them again in the fall, and we'll be very happy with that. Might not make it, so we'll see. kale down here. In that one. This one is kind of grown over and around my Swiss chard. Now, I personally, I've never eaten Swiss chard, but I'm not growing it necessarily for myself. I am growing it for my chickens. So, whether it does well or not, I'm not super concerned with. But I do hope it does well, because I know my chickens will absolutely love it. Now, right now, you could probably go to any of your box stores or anything like that and find kale and lettuce and stuff like that for pretty cheap, maybe just a couple of bucks for like a 6 count, and you can absolutely do that. There is no issues with that. No, you do whatever works for you. If you don't have the time or the space to grow these on from seeds, then you go ahead and you buy those starts. But I will say that if you decide to do a fall planting of these crops, they're not going to be available in the fall. These are things that places generally only have in the spring, and so you're going to be hard pressed to find them in the stores and stuff to purchase starts for the fall. So keep that in mind, and if you decide you want to, then definitely try growing them in the fall of the year. So with seeds starting for the fall of the year, you can actually seed start these outside. Make sure you have them in a shady place. It'll be warm enough for them to germinate, and it's not going to take a grow setup like you would have to do in the spring. So it will be definitely easier to do seed starting in the fall. Okay, I'm trying to make sure here when I plant these in bunches like this that I am making sure the tags are with them. I just planted kale, so now I'm going through and planting some spinach. I think this is like the long-standing spinach, so it's supposed to be like slow to bolt in the heat, which is good. We kind of go from low temps to hot pretty quick, and so, but again, this is something I do like fresh spinach and salads and stuff, but I'm not necessarily planting this just for me. Chickens will eat this even when it goes bitter. They don't care, but they will be gracious and thankful and give you nice, yummy eggs for your efforts. So as you can tell, I've got my peas in the back over here, my spinach and my kale, and probably my Swiss chard are going to be up here at the front. I may be able to get maybe some cabbages in this one or something. I'm not really for sure. I'm going to have a ton of space left, but that's okay because I have other beds that are coming in or that I'm going to be building this week. So even if I don't get them planted out today, they will get planted out by the end of, probably by the end of the week or this weekend. And this one's an odd man out, so I'm going to plant him kind of like in the middle. Alright, my spinaches are planted right here so I can see. And then I've just got my Swiss chard left. I'm not going to separate the Swiss chard. I'm just going to plop it in there. It'll have plenty of time to grow and spread out.
And that is for sure something that I'm growing for my chickens. I know you can eat like Swiss chard with like sauteed and like bacon if you like bacon or stuff like that. So it's definitely, I'm definitely going to give it a try. But if I don't like it, it's okay. My feelings will not be hurt. Now this is like the rainbow blend, so there's going to be a bunch of different colors in this. So that'll be nice. Give some color and brightness to the garden, but also will be fun for the chickens. I've just got 4 of these, so I am just going to here. The nice thing about this is even if I do lose my tag for this, rainbow Swiss chard, you know what it is. The colors give it away. I'm trying to keep track of my stuff here. Don't want my inserts to blow away. It is a little windy today, but it's going to be even worse tomorrow. So I'm probably going to spend tomorrow doing some seed starting for herbs. That will probably be, for the most part, culinary herbs, and they will be planted in the green stalk up front, in the front yard, or I'm going to see if I can find strawberry starts so that I can plant those up front. Okay, what have I got that I can fill the rest of this bed with here? I've got 4 green, 4 red cabbage. I've got a ton of Brussels sprouts here, and then some cauliflower. I think I'm going to do, I'm just going to do this biggest green here. These 2 biggest green cabbages. I think they will have a happy life here if I plant them here. You get all ambitious when you start seeds and you think, oh yeah, I'll have room for all of those. And then you forget how much room they take up when you plant them out, because they need room to get to their full size. Something I may plant out here with this cabbage is probably going to be nasturtium and or marigolds. They will help deter pests and bugs that like to eat the cabbages, and therefore it will be good to keep. That's a cabbage. That's cabbage. There you are. It'll be good to keep the pests and stuff away. All right, so that makes me feel super accomplished today. I was able to get stuff in the ground. We're going to get this watered in, and then I will give you an overview to look over it. Super careful with this. I've got it on low, and I'm just going to water this in a little bit. All right, friends, let me get out of the light here. So here's our lettuce bed. We've got 2 green cabbages, our Swiss chard.
This is spinach, and then kale down here at the bottom, at the end. And then right here along the back side here is our English peas. And then this is our bed of onions that I am super, super excited for. All right. As we go forward, I'll be giving hopefully weekly updates on the garden and its progress. So I'll be looking forward to those. I'm gonna knock this water off of this cabbage leaf so it doesn't get sunburnt. And I am super, super excited. Something I will probably do in order to keep my dogs from digging the stuff up is I have some chicken wire. So I will probably, and have some rebar that I'm going to stick, or some bamboo sticks that I will stick in the corners and wrap in the corners of these, and wrap the chicken wire around these beds so the dogs can't climb into them and dig everything, all my hard work up. So we're going to go inside now, and all right, friends, that's going to be it for today. Thank you for hanging out with me as I finally get some stuff planted in my spring garden. I'm very, very excited about this. I can't wait to see how it progresses throughout the season, and definitely be looking for updates. And if you found this educational or just enjoyable to watch, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.